Welcome back to episode 4 of The Good, the Bad, and the Tanner. I'm your host, as always, Tanner, of course. I got 3 good movies. I did slack this week, only watching 3 movies. I should be watching 7. I'm behind about 4 movies on my watch movie every day. So we really got to lock in on Sunday or the rest of the week. Do have a holiday coming up, so I'm hoping I can get back on track somewhere around there, but we'll see. Anyway, let's get right into it. As always, I talk about 3 different movies I watched this week. One movie I count as the good, the bad, and the Tanner is the movie that I kind of want to rant about and that's just been in my brain the most. In my opinion, I got 3 good ones. As always, the first, the good. Now, I watched this Friday and I had never seen it before. It's been on my watch list forever. It was finally on a streaming service. When it comes to this actor, anything he's in, I'll pretty much watch. I think he has some of the greatest hair that we as a human civilization has ever seen on the big screen. And of course, that is Kurt Russell. And I'm talking about Big Trouble in Little China. Now, I'll be honest. What I thought this movie was not what this movie was. I thought this was like he was in Chinatown doing a couple little things, maybe fighting some rival gangs and whatnot, just based on seeing the poster or clips from the movie. I had no idea it had a whole science fiction element to it and fantasy and the way it would go, basically being Mortal Kombat, which is awesome. And I just enjoyed it more as the story progressed. It is directed by John Carpenter, which I also had no idea about. This movie just I was in for the I was pulled in the whole time. I love the way that Kurt Russell looks. He looks dope in the tank top and random boots that he wears. And as I said again, like Kurt Russell's hair in any movie that I see him in, he just has fabulous hair. From The Thing, from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2, like I do think he has some of the greatest hair we have ever seen, and it should be talked about and appreciated more. I did kind of think that this movie and Escape from New York were kind of the same. I ended up watching Escape from Los Angeles, I think, before, thinking I didn't know it was a sequel or anything like that. And I watched it just by itself and was so lost and confused. And I didn't really like that movie. I still need to watch, I think, Escape from New York, or maybe it's Escape from LA, whichever one's the first movie. I still need to watch that, but I'm going to continue to just watch classic action packed movies with Kurt Russell in them. Hello. Hello, Mr. Bing. The Bad. Now, The Bad this week, it's not bad, but it is the lowest rated movie I did watch, and it had been on my watch list because it does star Paul Walter Hauser, who I'm a big fan of. I loved him in Cobra Kai. Him as Scorpion is definitely one of my favorite roles. Fantastic Four as Mole Man. Anything he really shows up in, he's very entertaining as, but he's also, as a serious actor, very good. And in this movie, he gives a good performance. I just think the movie as a whole, the stakes aren't really that high, and I guess it kind of makes you think like they are and they're not. It's about a game show. He's on the game show. He's memorized the pattern of the game show, so he's basically winning. He wins a ton of money. But you're kind of rooting for him to take the money from the game show because that's what all of us dream about doing. But I don't know. They try to draw a lot of attention, but for me, it just wasn't. So it kind of fell flat. It also has Walter Goggins in it, who I'm a big fan of. They do a really good job of presenting like 1984 and making it feel very homey or what those older game shows used to look like. So that's fun. But yeah, this one is definitely my bad of this week. And for the Tanner, now this movie has been on my watch list for I think a year now, and I've been waiting for it to come out on a streaming service, and it's just taken forever. I don't know why, but I knew about it. I just didn't know about it, if that makes sense. It's True Romance, and what I'm meaning by that is I knew that this was a very popular movie and things like that. I didn't know until last year that it was Quentin Tarantino's first movie script that was produced and that he sold. Now, Quentin Tarantino wrote this at 25 years old, so you have to kind of think that he was probably coming up with the idea like in his early 20s, and then he was able to make it, and then it was bought for about $50,000, and then he used that money to produce the short film Reservoir Dogs, which then he would able to go on to make the full feature film Reservoir Dogs, which kind of put him on this trajectory to be Quentin Tarantino. This movie is a Quentin Tarantino movie, just not directed by him, which I think Tony Scott does a decent job at directing it. Christian Slater does a really good performance. The cast in this movie, I can't really stress it. Like you have Brad Pitt, you have Christian Slater, you have Val Kilmer, you have Christopher Walken, Gary Oldman. Like it is an insane cast. It was just a wild ride from the beginning all the way to the end. You feel all the elements of a Quentin Tarantino movie, but you can just tell it wasn't his movie. At the end of the day, really enjoyed this film, but I also kind of find the movie very inspiring as of how young Quentin Tarantino was. I mean, I'm turning 25 this year, and he wrote that script at 25, so it's more like motivating for me, in my opinion, to like really just keep wanting to do things and keep making stuff and putting it out there because you never know what's going to happen with it. I mean, Quentin Tarantino is definitely one of my favorite directors. I've seen most of his movies, other than I think two, which are on my watch list. I think if you haven't seen it in a long time, give it a rewatch. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely make a priority to watch it. It's free on Tubi, so everyone has Tubi. You could watch it. That movie's just been in my brain, really, ever since I heard him talk about it on the Joe Rogan podcast and him tell the story of how it kind of came to be and then how Reservoir Dogs came to be. So I was like, I really need to see this movie, and I now I was finally able to watch it, and it really landed on all cylinders. I gave it 4.5 stars. But yeah, I could definitely rewatch it, and I could probably see it being a 5-star movie one day. So that's the Tanner for this week. Overall, pretty strong week for only watching about 3 movies. There's a TV show I'm getting pulled into that I got to watch and probably finish today. But I'm also trying to watch some movies. I don't care too much about the Super Bowl. This is going up on Super Bowl Sunday. But if you also don't care about the Super Bowl, thank you for watching this. I appreciate it. And if you're watching a different day, I also appreciate it. If you're a random person who hasn't watched any of my videos and found this one, this is now episode 4 of The Good, the Bad, the Tanner. I do make videos right now so far every week. I am proud of that. This is my 4th video. I make movie videos. I make book videos. I have a book video planned for in about a week. I have a day off, so I'm planning on filming that and getting it up there. No spoilers. February stacked with movies. I mean, it really is. You have a lot of good movies coming out this month. That it's not funny. Like it's really not. I have got to get to the movie theater. You have Wuthering Heights. You have Scream 7. You have To Make a Killing starring Glenn Powell, which I'm more excited for that than I am Wuthering Heights. But Scream 7 is definitely my most anticipated movie of this year. There's some movies in January that I missed that I've got to get to the theater and watch before they're gone. Yeah, it is a stacked month, so I've got to lock in just like Quentin Tarantino did, and I've got to watch some more movies. So thank you guys for watching today. If you're someone here who's hate watching, I appreciate the view. So all my other past videos, my first video got 35 views, my second video got 36 views, my third video got 30 views. So technically, if you add all those up, that's like over 100 views total, technically. And if you're like, oh, that's not that many, imagine 100 people breaking into your house. Imagine 30 people breaking into your house. That's a lot of people. So if you're here to hate watch, I'm just saying, imagine that. You wouldn't be hating 30 views then. Yeah, you'd be saying that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. But yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully it comes out next week. I just got to watch more movies.